Hello everybody, it's Jeff Keighley, and the Game Awards season is officially here, leading up to our live show streaming everywhere on Thursday, December 11th. Welcome to our 2025 Global Nomination Announcement Special. Every year we come together as a community to celebrate and of course debate the absolute best in video games. And of course also get a look at what's next from our industry's most talented creators. This year, there have been so many incredible games created and updated, but only a handful have the honor of being selected as nominees for the Game Awards by our global voting jury. Who's in the running? Well, you're about to find out as we reveal this year's nominees across all the categories, and you can help select the winners by voting at thegameawards.com. All right, should we do it? Here's the first category.
Welcome to Between the Joysticks. Press start and then we're off. Nick and John, they've got the sauce. Breaking news and some hot takes. Even if there's some mistakes, Nick is captaining the ship, while John gives thoughts straight from the hip. But when their powers combine, we're all in for a hell of a time. Between the Joysticks, it's the best. Up to 6 things they will address. Tell all your friends and settle in. Between the Joysticks now begins.
Hello there, and welcome to episode 158 of the video game podcast Between the Joysticks. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined by my co-host, John.
Me.
On this episode, the Game of the Year nominees are out. Who got a rose for Jeff Keighley's special event? Could it be you? Listen to find out. Also, it's raining platinums. Holy cow. We are going to be talking more Ghost of Yotei, Cocoon, and Dispatch. And yeah, we're earning some platinums over here. A little late platinum run. And then
We play games in chunks over here.
and then finally, we have plenty of listener emails to catch up on. All that and much more on this episode. But we're going to start with the most pressing issue of all. What the fuck is in the Mojave Desert that Jeff Keighley is teasing for the Game Awards? What is this freaky statue that lights up at night teasing? And if you don't know what it is, just Google statue in the desert. It should come right up. Or
what were the 3 words Keighley used? Like reckless, thick, and something?
yeah,
I don't know.
it was like image file.
Yeah, apparently there's a way you can identify like latitudes and longitudes in the world, like even more closely by using specific words. So
Regal inspiring thickness.
yes, the regal inspiring thickness.
So our 3-week streak is over. We were gone 2 weeks, but we want to start on this. This is going to loosen up the lips,
Get our
you
brains
talking,
moving.
yeah, get you thinking.
Spread our legs a little bit.
Sure, whatever floats your boat, man. But what is it? What is this statue teasing, John?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. No, my brain obviously it goes towards certain things. There were some discussions on the internet.
I want you to describe the gate. Actually, this is an audio podcast, so can you describe it?
All right. Can I pull it up first?
No, I think just from memory.
Hold on. Regal inspiring thickness. Okay, so it looks like it's a fucking Diablo gate, right? It's like this monstrous looking
It's a door.
Tree door gate thing flanked by lots of skeletons, goblins, looking doohickeys with like a random alligator, a random bear / wolf creature, kind of coming up the sides. It lights up at night with this red glow and these tendrils that kind of stick out at 5 or 6 angles. Really does look like a Diablo gate, something you would see on that. In that game, but the thing that I thought was crazy is yes, this is an actual statue, so you can go visit it. And there were some early internet rumblings of, it's God of War, because there's this like armor looking piece on the statue that looks like a piece of armor that Kratos has worn in the past. They've confirmed that it is not that, correct? That has been one of the ones that is confirmed not to be.
What's that? Sorry.
The God of War, or is that
Correct.
one? Okay, so it is confirmed not.
They've ruled out sources like Jason Schreier have ruled out Diablo 4, Elder Scrolls 6, and Cory Barlog said no to God of War.
Right. And so, it's something obviously high fantasy. It's not going to be a first-person shooter, I don't think, or anything like that. So where my head went immediately is that it's Larian's next project. There's a history of Baldur's Gate at the Game Awards. I think Keighley loves to honor that history thing, and I think that they are a team that could have been spinning something up while Baldur's Gate was earning all of its flowers and, having its time in the sun, winning every award under the sun.
They're doing something over there.
Yeah, so, whether it's a Divinity 3 or some sort of, Baldur's Gate spinoff, I don't know, but that's where my head went. The other thing that people seem high on, which I could agree, and I hope it's not this because I just don't particularly like hype cycles for DLC announcements. It could very easily be a Doom DLC, is what I kind of think would be the other thing potentially.
Right.
Which I hope not. It has a lot of that iconography. If you've played the Doom games, the red glow, obviously the demon-looking creatures, and the timeline of it being a May release this year. Is about in the right timeline for a DLC announcement. So I hope it's not that, but I think it's probably one of those.
And yeah, when you're looking at this thing, like not only is the statue fucking gnarly, it looks huge.
Yeah.
And who would have the money and want to pull a stunt like this where they place a random statue in the middle of the desert for what?
Right. And
I
I think the placement of it could potentially be another clue. Like, is Larian, a Europe-based team, going to put something in the Mojave Desert? Sure, maybe because of the Game Awards are in California. Maybe it makes sense in that regard, but, it's also extra cost, extra shipping, extra weirdness to try and do that. So, that's a good point with the cost. Not something that, a little team like Team Cherry is going to be able to spin up and go do real quick,
Exactly. Or would a DLC be enough for... to warrant such spectacle.
I don't know. And yeah, maybe it's half paid by the Game Awards themselves because who does this benefit? It's like, well, we're just all talking about, all this now. And Keighley's historically loves doing the teases on Twitter and the lead ups and things like that.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever had one this big though.
Yeah.
As far as there's more effort put into this than just the silly tweet of a character's foot or something from an in-game asset. Or art.
Well, every single year they always like to say, "Well, this is the biggest one ever. This is the biggest one ever." Now this is the biggest one ever, and so got to keep up in the ante.
But I don't know. I think everyone keeps going to like mainline games. It's got to be a sequel to something. But I mean, spin-offs are out there. I do think this is Elder Scrolls related.
Yeah,
it's just not what we think.
A little obfuscation going on here.
Yeah, I don't. Because just too many of the creatures are right out of Elder Scrolls. They look right out of Elder Scrolls. The armor, everything. That I think either it's a smaller project that's not Elder Scrolls 6, or it's a spin-off, or it's a media property, which would be the worst outcome.
Oh yeah, that would be really
Elder
bad.
Scrolls has been long rumored to be getting a television show, and that would be weird a way to announce it. And somehow not have all the Hollywood press who usually leak a lot of this stuff, because there's definitely more people involved when you're like, oh, Amazon's picking up the God of War television show. That this could be something Elder Scrolls adjacent.
Sure. Yeah. I hope it's not a media property. That would be such a balloon deflating moment. Another thing, in the while we're talking about Elder Scrolls, something that I thought of as well. That I don't know if this makes a ton of sense to do and who would be making it or who would be doing it. Where would the resources come from? I don't think it would be from Virtuous, but what game earlier this year did Virtuous make? They shadow dropped Oblivion. And what is a big mechanic in Oblivion? Oblivion gates. What is this? It's kind of like a big door gate thing. Mm-hmm. So is there a world that they were just look, we're going to revitalize Oblivion, put a lot of effort into that, shadow drop it, and then at the same time commission some sort of extra DLC for that game that's, these different type of gate door looking Oblivion things. I don't know if that's something that could be at play or not either, but regardless, I think, we're living in the Larian Elder Scrolls crazy fantasy world.
Yeah, it's high fantasy of some kinds, and so any players in that.
Maybe.
Yeah, and it'd have to be, it'd have to be a big player. You can't sit here and say some small team out there because of the scale of this thing.
Maybe Jeff Keighley is just the right-hand man to Satan, and he's trying to bring 1,000 years of darkness, and that's the portal. In a fun way.
Yay!
Hooray, demons.
The 11th Game Awards is the 11th gate of hell, and
Yes.
it opens, and I don't know.
There we go. Cool one regardless, though. Yeah, it's I just like when we first started talking about this, I was like, oh, that's just a render from a really pretty graphics
Right.
engine. It's like, oh, it's actually in the like that's actually in Joshua Tree. That's wild.
Yeah, and I am getting kind of like people chiming in is not helping, like other the Schreier comments, because it just leads everyone everywhere else, right? Like he's like no, it's not this, but it's still really cool, and it's like, well, what would Schreier think is cool?
Yeah,
what would he think would be worth this level of hype? And I don't know.
Keeley just gave him $10,000 to be like, hey man, make this sound cool. people respect your voice.
Right. You're the guy to ask. So, was there anything from Software here?
No, I don't think so. They typically don't live in the world of like realistic looking creatures, right? Like an alligator. Like, I mean, they have like the lobsters and shit in Elden Ring, I guess. But no, I can't think of any type of portal, alternate dimension type thing. They're known for their fog gates and nothing really like that, I don't think. So,
not to rule them out. I mean, if they could always. I mean, they always do new IPs all the time. So
Bloodborne 2.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's wild. This is one of the wilder internet mysteries that that happened a couple days ago and is still not solved.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
Will it be solved? I mean, short of somebody just saying like, "Hey guys, I worked on it. I know what it is."
Right.
Like I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I created it.
Yeah,
it was commissioned by this person. But yeah, we'll know a week from now because the Game Awards are a week. So
yep.
Okay.
On your birthday.
Yeah, on my birthday.
On my birthday.
But that's all I got for the start. We can get into the show if you're good.
Yeah, let's talk some games, bud.
All right. So this is how the show works. John and I can both bring up to 3 things to talk about for a total of 6 things. It can be a video game we're playing. It can be a news item. It can be a topic. It can be an email from you, the listener. That email address is betweenthejoysticks@gmail.com. Write in to be read on this show like the listeners will be later in the show. Our Twitter account is @joystickspod. Go to it if you want to look at the image of this weird thing. It's posted there. This weird statue. And then finally, our YouTube page is Between the Joysticks, @Between the Joysticks. Comment there on any of our YouTube videos, and you'll be read on the show. All right. Speaking of the Game Awards, we're going to kick things off right away with that. I know this happened a couple weeks ago, but this is our first time talking about it. So ahead of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley has released the master list of all the Game Award nominees covering a wide range of categories. But if you've been listening to us from the very beginning, we're only going to tackle a handful of them, give our thoughts, give our predictions, and go from there. And I want to mix things up. I want to start with the big one.
Oh, wow.
The big one.
Okay, get out of
I'm
the way.
going to go right to Game of the Year.
Okay.
You heard on this very show, John and I whittled down 12 Golden Joystick Award nominees to 6 that we thought were going to be here. And then we even had a side conversation. Would Arc Raiders make it? Well, let's find out.
Oh, no, I don't want to spoil it. Sorry, go ahead.
Here are your Game of the Year nominees for 2025. Clear Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. One of these things we didn't predict, John.
Yep.
So do you want to start there, or do you just want to talk about something else with this?
No, I mean we can start there. Yeah, we can dissect this thing a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like I said when we did the predictions thing, it's like every time I heard somebody bring up Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, if they liked it, it was one of their favorite things ever, and I really should have probably thought a little bit more about that. But I think even if I did, I'd still end up with the split fiction pick like I did, just because of, the It Takes Two winning. It won the whole thing, and these are very much the same type of people
and I definitely
voting
want to talk about that, but yeah, I would, if you would have told me split fiction was the one out, no, I would not.
Right, yeah.
That's one of the higher reviewed games here.
Yeah, it broke the 90 club. It's a from a team that previously won in the past that, in my opinion, did what that did but better. Right. So I would have thought for sure it would have snuck in with at least a nomination, but Sorry, Joseph Ferris. You get to, I guess, and maybe they're just tired of you, getting on stage and saying something crazy in a funny way.
The industry as a whole is like, no,
Yeah, to
he
get that
cannot
guy
get
out
on the stage, even though he can only get on the stage if he wins. But
yeah.
I think we're going to talk about the games we've been playing. So I have Kingdom Come Deliverance now, and it is funny as we're in this Game of the Year season, so people like me are going back and playing these games. And so I'm listening to people talk about this game, and you're right. It's one of those games that shares a lot, speaking of Baldur's Gate 3, shares a lot of similarities where the game is very open. Quests can be completed in, like, if you can think it can happen. Someone was telling that they had to race somebody, so they poisoned their horse, and the horse died in the middle of the race.
That's awesome.
And so they finished the race. And you can do the same thing with camps, I guess. You can, if there's an enemy camp, you can sneak in at night, poison the food, they all eat the food, and then they'll all pass away. And
Pass away.
yeah.
This isn't a G-rated show. You can say they die.
They fucking die.
They fucking.
And there's stories like that a lot, and it's funny because this studio shares a lot of similarities with CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
They're Czech Republic, great storytelling. Even the little bit I've played, and I'm not going to talk about this game today, but the little bit I've played has that like depth of like, I don't know what the right outcome is here. It's not black and white. Anything can happen, and quests have been going in very interesting directions. That I can see that like if this game if you can get through the friction, right, the obtuseness, the controls, like I said, it just sets you in the world. You don't even have a sword.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, it's like just like go, and you're like, well, where the fuck do I go?
Yeah.
I think if you can get over that obtuseness, I mean, this has potential to be like one of your favorite games of all time.
It seems like it's the antithesis to a Ubisoft open world game, right? Where it's like, okay, we're not going to make this just like easy to absorb or easy to control or just like by the numbers. It's going to be tough. You're going to feel like you're living in this time period, but like if you stick through it, you'll be rewarded for it.
Right.
Lots of stories of people saying, yeah, I mean, if you get approached by two enemies in the beginning of this game, you're going to die because that's how that would do. But like by the end of the game, you can take out mobs of 6 to 8 guys or whatever it would be. But
right, that was one of the feedback for starting this game I read was just run away.
Yeah.
From wolves and enemies because you're just not equipped at the start.
Yeah.
But even like like to save this game is you have to have a potion to save.
It does the Resident Evil ribbon thing, huh?
Yeah, so you have to like, I mean, if you quit, you can save and quit the game. Like it's nice enough to give you that if you're like, oh shit, I gotta go, save and quit, boom, it'll save.
Okay.
But you can't be like, oh, I'm about to make a tough story decision. I'm gonna save scum this. Like if you don't have that potion, you can't do it.
How does it prevent against that?
What's that?
Like, so how does it know that you're save scumming?
I mean, you could certainly do that, but you're reloading the full game every time, right? You're saving and quitting.
Sure.
You can't just hit save or quick save. As
rather than
speaking of
reload
Elder Scrolls.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So it's interesting,
Gotcha.
but again, we'll talk about it more in this show. So, and just I think the prevalence of this is a very European studio, very European game. All the European outlets probably were like, this is the one.
Yeah.
It prides itself on like for the most part historical accuracy. I mean, if you played it, it's.
We'll have some official between the joysticks thoughts here. I'm gonna give Nick 4 weeks on this one. This is gonna be a meaty one. I don't think he's gonna crush it.
I am not. I mean, I've had the game for quite a while already, and I'm maybe 2 hours in.
Yeah,
video games.
Although it could be one where you just all of a sudden it clicks and like, oh boy, I can't stop.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see, but and then just to wrap up the Split Fiction conversation. I mean, did it really get snubbed? You're the one who's beaten it.
That's right. You never beat it.
No, I've not beaten
it. It's hard to say, man. I have beaten one of these games. So.
And did he really beat it?
Yes, I did. Shut your mouth.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I haven't 100% completed it, but I'm confident enough to review it. But I don't know. It probably didn't. I mean, again, if there was one game, it'd be Kingdom Come Deliverance to come off of it. But like, I don't know. I mean, Clair Obscur you're safe. We don't need to talk anymore about that. Donkey Kong was getting nominated. Hades 2 is the best reviewed game of the year. Death Stranding is a 90 with Kojima backing, and Hollow Knight was the most anticipated game of the year. So, I don't know. It feels like a snub, but, not a snub. I don't know.
Yeah, it's always weird. It's like, was this year strong? And then you're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty strong.
And it's just, I felt the same way with It Takes Two, where it's like I beat it and we played it together. I was like, that was really good, and didn't expect it to win Game of the Year good, but wasn't shocked when it did. But like Split Fiction is the same kind of thing. It's like I beat it, I really liked it. I think I gave it a 10 I might have given it a 10 on the show. But when I think back of like my favorite games of the year, I think of that more as a moment of the year, like the specific levels that like, whoa, not. But as a game, I don't know. It's fine. It's just it's just a generic platformer with some interesting, cool ideas. So I don't know. It's makes them work a little harder on the next one.
Yeah.
Don't get too comfy, Hayes. Like we're not giving you 2 Game of the Years out of 2 tries, or I guess this is Split Fiction is their 3rd try. This is a way out, but
right.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, I mean they're all good games. What are you going to say?
Yeah.
I don't think it has. It's not.
I mean, I think
Black
that
Myth Wukong levels.
Well, and I think that is honestly a fair point to bring up with the It Takes Two win. That's arguably I would say that's probably the 2nd worst overall year of game selection besides 2014, which is everybody regards as like the worst one.
Right.
It's like it was like Deathloop was good and It Takes Two was good and Metroid Dread was good. Returnal was awesome, but that didn't get the love. So weaker year than this year for sure.
Okay. All right. And yeah, do you have anything else to add here?
No, I mean I think we talked about a lot of these games enough, and when we were kind of doing our predictions. So,
and this did prompt me to get Kingdom Come. This is exactly what made me get the game. Was that it got it? It's one of the 6. So.
Right. The Yotei 6.
Yep, the Yotei 6. All right, that moves on to the next category.
Well, hold on, are we predicting?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Come on now.
I know. 1, 2, 3.
Expedition 33.
Yes, Expedition 33 will win.
Yeah. It has the most nominations of Game Awards history.
Yep.
And this next category kind of helps with that when you dominate this category with multiple entries. But
yeah,
best performance. 3 people from Claire Obscure Expedition 33 are on here. Charlie Cox, Ben Starr, Jennifer English, who are all the main characters. Just round it out. Put what's his face Circus in here, and the rest of the cast.
Those guys got to feel like shit.
But rounding them up is Erika Ishii from Ghost of Yotei, Kanatsu Kato from Silent Hill F, and our man Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Now, what do you have any thoughts on this? Now, Jennifer English did win at the Golden Joysticks. Her and Ben Starr won.
Yeah, I think I think that her and Ben Starr are the ones that one of them will walk away with it, and I think that's justifiably the right call. However, I think Troy Baker is probably easily the best of all of these, and of that, especially of this year. He's just gonna he's lumped into a category of like, we can't give this to you every single year, man. Like so.
He's never won it.
He's never won it?
No.
Okay, but he's got to been nominated 1,000 times, and he wins everything else. So I don't know.
He had to have been nominated. Well, I don't know. Was he nominated in 2020? Like, when's the last big Ben?
I mean, he definitely got nominated for Joel, I would think. But then again, he was such a small part of that game.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was his big role before this? In big game, I can't even think.
Yeah, he's just in everything. You never really think about it. You're like, oh yeah, that was Troy Baker. So no, but I don't think Indy gets. It's not positioned to get this award. It's just not. It's going to be one of the Claire Obscure guys, and I think they'll give it to Jennifer English. Just again, I think this industry, like a lot of industries, but this one more. This is it's communal, right? Like they all want to bring each other up, and so I think that's like one of those like just spread the love. Like Ben Starr, he'd be like, "You're gonna win." He'd be like, "No, I don't want it. Like give it to her." So I think they just kind of keep that going and just keep spreading the love. Let these guys, Ben Starr. It's weird, man. He's such a name in this industry now but before Final Fantasy 16. He was like nobody,
right?
Isn't he part of like Critical Role or something? Or
no, he's not
even. So he's come out really hot, and I think he deserves all the credit he's getting. But yeah, just keep it moving, man. Let's keep letting other people thrive. So I'd say Jennifer English probably takes it. She was really good in that game.
Yeah. My only. If she wins, I'm happy. I mean, The only weird thing is that they did this. That so many people Jennifer English should have been nominated when Baldur's Gate came out with the rest of the cast there, but there was only one Baldur's Gate 3 person in that list, and I don't get why 3 are here.
It could be lack of other nominees. I mean, I don't. Well, okay. What do you got?
Dispatch should have at least one person here.
Dispatch came out at the wrong time for award season.
Kills me. I really wish Aaron Paul was nominated for.
And I gotta say too, I didn't play Ghost in English, and when I did, I was not impressed at all. I'm sure she did a great job, but the Japanese voice actress for Atsu, I think, did great too. It's I was kind of hoping that when I was like, oh, did she do both? That'd be cool,
right? And
she didn't, and that's okay. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I know you're not usually the performance guy in games.
No.
Were there any other standouts this year? I don't think so.
Whoever played Hornet winning, from Silksong. For anybody who doesn't know why.
I think Dispatch is the only one that I think that should have at least one representation. I would even take Laura Bailey as Invisigal.
Nobody from Death Stranding?
Definitely not Norman Reedus.
No.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
that's the easy way to do it. Just think of the games.
The game is so weird. I wouldn't be opposed if someone was here like Elle Fanning or someone, but no.
Yeah, I do know too. Henry's from Kingdom Come is a voiced character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's nobody from that game either. I don't know.
Right, exactly. A game that's so performance heavy.
Right.
And the little I've played, they are really good, but I don't know.
Yeah, so it'll be the Claire people and Jennifer English. I mean, seems like a safe bet.
Yeah,
you know better than I would.
Predict her to win, and I'd be happy with that. Like I said, she's one of those people that like Ben Starr rising out of Final Fantasy 16. The whole cast of Baldur's Gate 3 kind of risen out, but she was one of the big standouts. So
I got to ask you real quick, and if this is dipping too much into spoiler territory, feel free to not answer, but does Aaron Paul channel any Jesse level anger levels in Dispatch? Because I miss that type of Aaron Paul.
No, not as good.
Okay.
As good. He's a hero in the game, so he can't be as evil.
Yeah, but there's going to be some deaths and anybody who's seen Breaking Bad, and I will talk about Breaking Bad for the next 15 minutes if you want to, but his when his girlfriend. Spoilers for Breaking Bad. I don't think I have to say that, but when his girlfriend gets shot by Todd and just him in the car, it's just oh my God. I can't with his acting in that scene specifically. So good.
I just lost my train of thought. Oh, if you want a really good performance from Aaron Paul, catch him on Invincible.
Yeah.
He
was pretty good in that one episode of Black Mirror too.
Yeah.
He's pretty good there.
Yeah, so
catch me on Invincible.
Yeah, catch him on the other superhero show. That's like Dispatch. All right. Yeah. Okay. So we're in agreement. Jennifer English.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to best music, and we have Christopher Larkin for Hollow Knight Silksong, Darren Korb for Hades 2, Lorien Testard for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Toma Atoa for Ghost of Yotei, and Woodkid and Ludwig for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach.
Great list. That's a good list.
Yeah, I don't think this one's easy to predict.
I do. I think it's Claire again easily. That's one of the biggest. It's one of the strongest points of that game. When I don't remember what I think it was Summer Games Fest when Keeley had that singer come out and do one of her songs.
Yes.
And everybody's crying in the audience, and I think it was she was the fourth most listened to artist in France this year on Spotify. So I think that one will do it, but that's not to discredit. First off, I'm gonna Christopher Larkin with what he's done in Hollow Knight. I love all of that stuff. I know Woodkid just gets the vibe of what Death Stranding is, and Darren Korb's a legend in my eyes.
Yeah, you could really flip a coin.
Yeah, there's a lot of great nominees.
You wouldn't be
one.
Unhappy with any of these winning for sure.
Yeah, but I think when people think and feel Claire, it's you just almost immediately. You just kind of start thinking that immediately.
The Game Awards, after the Game Awards, it's just going to be you're going to feel so good because all these no-name people are going to win for Expedition 33.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah,
make some more legends.
It's just going to be the story. Is every time, because it's the most I mentioned it's the most nominated game. So
Yeah.
these people are all going to come up and be like, oh, there's just going to be all these great heartfelt stories, and this was going to be another one because he was just plumb picked out of
Yeah, isn't he a
This person-
SoundCloud guy?
obscurity into now I'm on the stage accepting the award. So but you're probably right. Yeah, Expedition 33 is it, but.
Dude looks like such an every man's man. Like if you just look at a picture of Lorien Testard, he just looks like just a guy.
Yeah.
Guy you'd see in the office. It's
All
awesome.
right. Let's move on to Best Indie Game.
Ugh. Most contentious category of this year.
So,
Not contentious, but
We have Absalom, Ball Crosspit, Blueprints, Clear Obscure Expedition 33, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song.
yeah. I made this. I said this to you, and I do personally stand by this. This is a better list of games than the Game of the Year list for me, for my taste. It's like,
course.
god damn, what a year for indies.
But which one's the best?
It's
It's gonna suck.
I know, and this
I don't want Clear Obscure to win this.
That's kind
they're
of
gonna win it all.
That's my problem. Is like it sure technically is, and so I can't discredit it in that regard. It's just it feels weird that it's I don't know. It's the most nominated game of the year, and it just gets to come in here and just kind of be like mine. When Kenny Sun, the developer of Ball Pit's just a solo developer guy, and he's like finding success. And the Blueprints like story earlier this year, and then obviously the two juggernauts of Hollow Knight and Hades, arguably on the Mount Rushmore of indie titles in general. So it's I'm gonna just play it differently. I'm gonna say they give this one to Silk Song, and I'm hoping it's I know it's a homer take. That's a personal take, and it's not even something that I fully believe in my heart will happen. I'm just putting it out there. I think Claire takes it, but I want Silk Song, and maybe they just let it shine here for a second.
I can't wait to have this conversation next year because obviously you're going to need more context. But you just know in the back of your head the conversation is going to be
Hades 2.
Is Hades 2 better than Silk Song?
And it probably is. But, I think there's more that went into like Silk Song as a property, not as like development time, not as the quality of everything in it. It's just like the story behind it, the 8 years that it's been in development, the release, the drama behind it, with the difficulty despite being an amazing game. There's just a lot of talk around this game, and it would be just sad to get through the awards and like having amazing music, but just not quite there, and being one of the best indie games of the year, but Claire came and took its lunch, and so it's like I hope it gets a little bit of love.
Well, you can only take satisfaction that they made a boatload of money.
Oh yeah,
So they're fine either way.
Well, and there's like already little news stories coming about them doing more stuff, and so yeah. But I guess so. Yeah, I'm just stamping it just for fun. I'll take the you were wrong later.
So you're saying
I'm going Silk Song.
I mean, if Claire wins, we'll never know. But are you saying if Expedition 33 is not here, Silk Song wins?
No, I think Hades 2 probably still wins, but I want Silk. I'm putting it into ether. That's what I'm doing.
It is funny. They're just two different tales. You have a game that's a known. Well, they're both known properties, but one that's been out in early access forever.
Yeah.
A year and a half and change before, or probably pretty much a year and a half. And then a game that was like off the radar entirely and then all of a sudden out, where Hades 2 was always there, just needed its 1.0 release.
Yeah, and like I'm not sure how the voting is done, but like I can see Silk Song being that game. It's like if you get 30 voters, 20 of them put it in their top 3, and then 10 of them don't have it anywhere in their top 10 because like they're just like it was too hard, or
Right.
you saw it in the review scores. So whereas Hades 2 would be like everybody's like at least on a
Right.
So I don't know, but I just want my little Hornet to get a nice big meaty award.
Okay. Fair enough.
What are
Fair
you
enough.
voting for, Nick? Or
It's
predicting?
Expedition 33.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Coward.
I mean, it's weird if it's not. And if
I
it's
agree.
Not, I don't know.
It happens every once in a while. Like I feel like in award shows where it's like something will be nominated for Best Picture, right? Like let's say Toy Story 3 nominated for Best Picture, and then it's nominated for Best Animated Movie, but it doesn't win Best Animated Movie. But the thing that beat it in Best Animated Movie didn't get nominated for Best Picture. You know what I mean? Like that.
Well, you get that here too. I mean, we don't cover
sure.
all the categories, but like Best Direction, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a ridiculous category and usually goes to a game that didn't win.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
whole
that's
thing.
what it is in the Oscars too. It's
Yeah.
it's the like, hey, we feel bad. Here, you can have this one.
Right.
But we're
Throw you a bone.
Yep.
But I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
That's a good fucking list of games. Oh man.
You've said that. Jeez, John, get off the indie games.
No, I won't. They're keeping me in this hobby, buddy.
You want this podcast to shut down?
You take away my beloved indies. Why don't we do best debut indie game while we're? I'm just kidding. Which is also Claire Obscure.
Yeah. All right. We'll get to some fluff ones here. Most anticipated.
Okay. Besides,
Unfortunately, a game on here was on here last year and won.
yeah, we know that one.
But 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. Also,
Yep, Grand Theft Auto 6.
yeah.
Yep.
Easy peasy. If you couldn't pick that.
Which one did you vote for? Personally,
I have not come through and did that yet.
Oh, you haven't voted yet? Okay.
Some fan you are.
Yeah, right. I thought you liked this stuff.
If that wasn't there, what would you... is your personal one just Resident Evil?
My personal one's Resident Evil, yeah. But I don't know. Witcher 4 is such a weird one, like in this list, because like 4 of these games are all coming out next year, and that one I don't know.
Right.
But I think yeah, if Grand Theft Auto wasn't here, Witcher 4 would probably win.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
You get people that just get on. They love to all aboard the hype train,
Sure.
and that game will be as soon as Grand Theft Auto 6 goes away. I bet Witcher 4 takes up a lot of that at least amongst the non-multiplayer people. Like all eyes are going on that game, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the next big game from the next big studio is, Intergalactic and Witcher 4 and
Judas,
that we know
I
of.
guess, but yeah, even Judas won't be as big as it will be to you and I
No,
on a grand scale.
And you speak of that, but they did a PlayStation blog article today.
I saw.
Okay.
It was yesterday, actually, Nick.
No, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yesterday. The game's still alive.
Yes.
All right. Best adaptation: a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell, Death Watch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn.
You remember last year when this category was like really good?
Sure.
Yeah, Minecraft's taking this one. It's I don't know if it's the best of this. It's not actually. I can say that because I've seen it. But there's nothing else on this list that is anywhere close to the level of at least cultural zeitgeist that movie was for a little bit.
Right.
I mean, I have an 8-year-old son. The amount of chicken jockeys I heard and like the viral thing that was, it made $1 billion. It's not a good movie, but it's also not bad. It's not bad. And Devil May Cry came and went. Splinter Cell Death Watch I've never heard of. Until Dawn was a big fart, and Last of Us Season 2 was incredibly underwhelming.
Right.
So there you go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's got to be Minecraft movie. I can't as you said, and yeah, I mean as gamers we don't hear about Minecraft at all, right? Like it never makes the game itself never makes news. But I imagine if you were like active players versus any other game, like this would probably be up there.
And get Jack Black and Jason Momoa up on stage. I bet they're there. I bet they're probably even in like doing it in like what's the word? Announcement, a presentation, award, whatever.
Right.
I bet they're there.
Yeah, Jack Black for sure. Yeah, that'd be a lock.
Yeah.
Momoa, I don't know his involvement.
I just know seems like a bro, like a good dude. And
Yeah,
I just saw a video of he got matching knitted sweaters or crocheted sweaters with Jack Black. It was like his gift that he gave him, and like they're both wearing it together, and they just seem so cute together. So hopefully they're both there.
Yeah, I mean it's getting a sequel, so
Yeah, and the Mario movie, so Jack Black's like they're all over, probably there for sure. But
right. Jack Black for sure. Yeah, because I forgot Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we added on a bonus category for you, John.
No,
Best art direction.
yes. This is just again where I want to love my little little hornet.
Okay.
If there's a theme going on here,
All right.
Yeah, I mean, the nominations are Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. It's arguably where I think the Hollow Knight series shines the most. Like, the art style and cohesive artwork that goes through that entire game, the unique full look of it all, the humor that sometimes comes through in the characters, the way they interact. It's all so masterfully done, and that's not to say that Hades 2 or Clair Obscur aren't. It's just I hope that this game, if Hollow Knight does not win Indie Game of the Year, which I could take easily, I'd be a little upset with this one. And I know Clair Obscur is so pretty and all that stuff too. It's besides just like I feel like crumbling towers and things. Like it doesn't do much besides like it does. It's got bright colors and that kind of stuff, but an art style, a unique, identifiable. You look at anything from Hollow Knight, you know immediately what it's from, and yeah, I just wanted to gush some more.
Okay, well, it's not looking good.
Why?
Because Clair Obscur Expedition 33 also has an excellent art style.
No, it doesn't. It's all French and stuff. Too much French.
Yeah. It's the only thing he didn't like. Too many baguettes and the little red hats that they wear and mimes.
Yeah, too many mimes.
Yeah, so
Giving me that, looking at me in some sort of way, judging me.
The mimes are freaky in the game. All right, I'll give them that.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing them because they move really fast. But no,
Everything moves really fast in that game.
I don't think you're gonna get this one either, unfortunately.
It's fine, whatever.
But
whatever.
Yeah. Most nominated publishers: Sony with 19, Kepler with 13. That's because of Claire.
Yeah.
Microsoft at 10, Electronic Arts at 10, Sega at 7, Supergiant at 6, Team Cherry 5.
Impressive, Supergiant and Team Cherry.
Yeah, so with one game, yeah, it is impressive. Mm-hmm. But do you have
any? EA's all got to be sports games, right? Like,
no, they're getting it for Split Fiction.
Yeah. Okay.
They published it. So, is there any takeaways? Big picture, any categories open now from the Game Awards?
Oh no, I mean, all the other categories, it's hard enough trying to talk on Game of the Year when I've only beaten one of them. But I just hope everybody has fun. I just hope all the teams have fun.
They hope they all get trophies.
No, I mean, it's obviously all eyes on Clair Obscur all night. It's going to be that way. I mean, they're going to win a boatload. They might not win every single game or every single award that they get nominated for. Obviously, they can only win 10 at the most because they got 3 nominated for performance. But it'll be interesting. Do they just clean up entirely, or is it like more one of those like Gangs of New York kind of years where they got nominated for 12 things, but they won none? Like, whoa, how'd that happen? Not saying they'll win none. They're going to win, a ton of stuff. But yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how much it gets spread around. And, does Death Stranding, like, I'm not saying, again, I don't, personal opinions aside, like, do they get shut out or something? Like, does any type of game like that get shut out? And you're like, oh, man, that's just a bummer.
Oh, for sure. I think there'll be 2 narratives. Obviously, the reveals and the world premieres. Mm-hmm. But the second narrative will be
this team of 33 people coming together and making this thing that just won more awards than any other game ever. Right.
It's just going to be one of those feel-good, great stories. But, yeah. Cool. But, we'll get into some predictions next week. We're going to have one more show, fingers crossed, before the Game Awards itself. And we'll try and predict as best as we can.
That's all we can do. It's all your mom wants of you, Nick. That's all she asks.
Yeah, just best effort. Mm-hmm. Hope you do really good at your podcast.
Are you winning at your podcast, son?
Yeah, Mom, we're winning.
Yeah, we're doing great.
All right, so we can move on to the games we've been playing. And, let's start with Ghost. That's a big game.
Yeah.
Rare
one.
We've been waiting a couple weeks here to know what side of the fence John is on. And let's hear it. What is John's thoughts on Ghost?
So Ghost of Yotei, I'm not going to do the lead and developed by Sucker Punch and blah, blah, blah. But,
it's a known quantity at this point, but
yes.
How long did it take you?
It took me 58 hours, which I got to, I'm right off the bat here because I was talking to Pal of the show, Will, on this. You got to check that 38-hour platinum thing again. Because that seems crazy fast.
I don't know
either you're just like the most efficient gameplay player of all time, but I'm fast traveling everywhere. I'm literally just looking at guides and trying to do this thing as fast as I can. So it took me about 58 hours.
Well, as you sit over across the aisle, you'll sit here and say, I'm the expert, indie guy. Mm-hmm. You're looking at expert open world
I
guy.
legitimately think that's a viable possibility. It's just impressive if that is the case. But and there's also, I'm sure, a lot of times as I do where I just leave it open or just pause so all that kind of stuff. So it is what it is. But yeah, it took me somewhere in that range. I did get the platinum, so that was platinum number 58. And I think Ghost of Yotei is a very good open world game that leaves a lot to be desired. I think that. I'm not the expert open world guy, but I was both amazingly thought the game was amazingly high effort in some areas, but then weirdly low effort in others. So like obviously the way that the game looked, the attention to detail of the Japanese world, right? Like when Ghost of Tsushima came out, the people of Japan devoured it and they loved it, and they're pretty critical of the way that their culture can be portrayed. And
by a Western studio, yeah.
Right. And so like that they knocked it out of the park and then did it again, I think is, something that absolutely deserves to be applauded for. And I look forward to, if there's a third one in the trilogy, of them continuing that. I thought that the story, while I know some people struggle with it or thought it was a weak point, I thought it was pretty well done. I mean, it's, again, nothing revolutionary, but like I was interested in Atsu as a character more than the narrative that was going on. I thought that, you had a early childhood trauma thing that happened, and how am I going to overcome it? And I just think like the relationship that she kind of built throughout the game, and obviously people that have recognized her as a child versus later in life, I just always kind of enjoyed those interactions.
Do you think the story, and I'm not going to spoil it, would have served better if her revenge tale didn't also interweave with the entire fate of this region of Japan?
Yeah.
Like it was a little more like down to earth and not involving, all of Japan, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could absolutely make that argument, but what you would end up sacrificing is some sort of like immersion on the why are we all in this together kind of thing, right? Like, anytime you have an open world game and you're venturing, you're fostering relationships and you're earning trust, and you got a character like Aloy, right? That like, you could have maybe started to like earn their trust through the acts that you're doing, as opposed to like the acts and just like, oh, you're a known quantity in this world and your dad stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bad with spoilers, guys. I'm sorry if you ever feel like I spoil too much, please let me know. I'm because I have different spoiler guidelines than most people do.
He has 0.
Yeah, not a lot. But at the end of the day, like I enjoyed the journey that she went on. It was satisfying, anytime you kind of got to take down one of the Yotei 6, that is not a spoiler. That is just what you're doing in the game. Felt satisfying and good. But like some areas that I was kind of baffled a little bit by. And it's nothing too monumental. I'll spoil my score right now. I think this game is an 8. So like I don't think that it was anything, too egregious, but like I think back on when I'm doing the platinum cleanup, right? And yes, the open world, it got very fatiguey. And when they were selling this game, it's like, oh, you're going to do all these different things and you're not going to feel like you're being repetitive. Well, that is just a lie. That is just a lie. The amount of times I had to, I'm doing another fox den, I'm doing another shrine, I'm doing another bamboo strike, and it's the same stuff from the first game. So it's like, even the hot spring stuff, it's like, oh, okay. Naked boy button the first one, naked girl button the second one. So a little taken aback by that. Or even something specific like the trophy where you have to find 10 locations in the world and play your shamisen in front of it. It's like, okay, cool. Like, what's this going to be? Every single time it's just like some leaves swirl around you, right, or some fish jump in front of you. It's so like dumb. It's like you guys couldn't think of any more creative way to just make this a moment. And it doesn't even have to make sense in the world, right? Like you could do one in like a dragon flies across the sky or something, and you might, I don't know what the solution is.
It
but
could have been more. That's for sure. I don't know if you need to go that far, but it could have been more.
Yeah, like so that, or when you're doing
what the fuck is this dragon doing here?
But like those moments are meant to just be like, oh, spectacle, real quick spectacle that doesn't impact anything.
Especially because they're outside of the trophy, they're hidden in the world. They're not like a map marker. They're hidden in the world. They're kind of a cool thing to find. If you're being diligent. And like the payoff to be so outside of the trophy, be so like
really, yeah. It just seems like they got the intern who was there for like 2 weeks to like, hey, figure this one out.
Even the ones with sometimes with the dragonfly, I'm like, is that what's happening, or
100%.
is that not what's happening?
I had to go back a couple times and I'm just going to do this a couple more times to make sure. Or when you are in a certain area of the game and you kind of have to have these puzzles that are solved where you get this piece of paper and there's like a code, and if you see a certain symbol, you have to do a certain thing, and it's the simplest. It's the simplest puzzle design I've ever seen, and none of it was challenging. It was just repetitive and just kind of annoying. And I was like, man, you guys got to be able to try and go the extra mile with this kind of stuff if you want to be considered amongst the best.
Sometimes I wonder, I would love to be the fly in the wall, whatever iterations that went through, and because they just don't happen out of nowhere, right? They have play testers and they bring people in to play it, and I wonder if that was just a pain point for a lot of people, and so they had to really dumb it down. But it seemed there was a foundation of something more complicated, and what he is talking about is there's this. One of the Yotei 6 is a ninja, and they're very secretive, and so getting into their secret bases requires this basically
turning statues in certain directions.
Right. They have this whole enigma machine for how they communicate directions and stuff, and it sounds more complicated than it really is, as John is alluding to.
It's just left or right, really, pretty much every single time.
Right. Left means death, and right means go move forward, or tomorrow, or something. I forget, or future. I forget what it was, but yeah, it definitely seemed like an idea that had to either it got whittled down because people were getting stuck, but it feels half baked.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you kind of put all that together for an open world game, it's I can absolutely understand why this is not a Nick open world. Nick loves his dense, anything can happen, Cyberpunks, Red Deads, things like that. And this was just, again, it's Sony has this weird thing with their open world games, it seems where we're just going to do the best version of a Ubisoft open world game.
It's the biggest complaint also against the Horizon series.
Yeah. And so it's by the time I finished the game, I felt like I was ready to be done for sure, but that I'm definitely not unhappy that I played it. I would recommend this game to people that are fans of open world games. I think there is a lot there. Just, it is of a repetitive nature. But I did love the way that the world looked. I loved kind of existing in these big valleys with the mountains always looming and kind of being a presence. I mean, I'm a big mountain guy in general, in nature and hiking and things like that. So, that's the type of open world I want to exist in a lot more than I don't like cities. I don't like that kind of stuff. I want to be out here with cliffs and things I can jump on, but it got a little samey, and also
it feels like it just needed some mechanic. It needed a bigger mechanic added to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tell me what it is. If I was a game designer, I'd be making a lot more money, but it feels like it was just short of a mechanic. The new weapons and guns were not enough.
Yeah, and that was something that I apologize. I don't remember who wrote the email in about the not particularly liking the weapon system or the combat system compared to Tsushima.
That was Freddie B.
Freddie B. And and having an issue with the clashes, I guess, during boss fights. And I do agree with all that. I was going to fight that point at the first half of this game. I was like, no, I kind of like this. I felt like I could switch between them and do what I want. But then by the end of the game, it's okay, you have a fucking bow staff. Okay, get on my thing. Okay, you got 2 swords. All right, I'll get this out. You got one. And so it just kind of got, to the point where I did bump it down to easy just because I was like, I don't want to engage in this in a stressful way anymore. But I think it was a good game. I mean, it's definitely not in the top tier of Sony properties. I believe it was the right call not nominating it for Game of the Year or anything like that, despite its 87 Open Critic score. I do feel the 87 Open Critic score is even a little high. Per the 8, I guess, out of 10. But I did dig it. If you like Tsushima, whether you played it this one immediately or you want to wait for a sale, wait for that sale, but get it. You'll like it.
Yeah, I don't regret my time with it. I just expected more.
Mm-hmm.
I think the genericness of it really rubbed me the wrong way really early and really fast, as I talked about in this show.
Yeah.
10 hours in, I was already like, oh.
Really? This is it?
Oh, boy. Yeah, so...
I wish the map, too, was a little bit more... Like, there was some small quality of life improvements I almost wish they kind of isolated, right? Like I mentioned, the wind mechanic is one of the coolest navigational mechanics in games, but like when you need to get somewhere specifically, it's kind of annoying because you're like, okay, swipe up. Which way's the wind going? And you're like kind of looking around real quick to be like, oh, it's going that way. And then you got to find it swirling around one little person. Or even when you're looking at the map itself and I'm doing the end of game cleanup, it's hard to identify what's completed, what's not. You can't remove certain markers from the map. Like, I love being able to do that. It's like, I just need the bamboo strikes. Can you get rid of everything else? And, not being able to do that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But again, nothing too egregious, nothing too horrible. I just, I could have maybe used another maybe a little bit of time just with playtesting or just figuring out some of the ways to make it a little more robust of a game. But I dug it. It was good.
Okay.
8 out of 10.
So I mean, let's just happenstance. Obviously, this isn't going to happen. But if next week, Game Awards, if they're going, they announce Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of blank 3 basically. Are you on board with that, or are you still on Infamous?
I'd rather have an Infamous game.
Okay.
But I think there's a big lift of the missing it factor.
John is clenching his fist during this conversation. I don't know if he's going to hit me.
Yeah. I mean, Nick's been making fun of me all day. He's been calling me Paul Dano, which look up Quentin Tarantino's top 20 favorite movies if you want a reference on that. I don't remember what I was talking about now. I got my clenched fist.
Ghost.
Yes.
What do you want Sucker Punch?
No, I think a lot of the heavy lifting of that is just like recency, right? Like I've gotten 2 Ghost games since I've gotten my last Infamous game.
Right.
So I'd rather them bounce back, see what they can do. I always love seeing a team kind of take an old property and like how much have we grown in 10 years. But I also am definitely down for a future one of those, but I don't know. I also want to see Sony just not go down this road that they seem to be going with every single one of their teams, where it's just like you're just kind of making sequels to the thing you're known for a little bit. Like it's nice. That's why I'm so excited for Intergalactic, because it's like, oh, cool, Naughty Dog's new thing from them. Where it's like, okay, Santa Monica's probably making another God of War game, which I'll be hyped for, and the next Horizon game will be great. But we're just going to be getting Marvel stuff from Insomniac, and we know all of our things, so. I hope whatever's next from Sucker Punch is something besides Ghost.
Yeah, anything but Ghost would be great.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep.
I was gonna be like, well, could they get away from Japan, and could the Ghost franchise be another period of time?
Ooh.
Go the Assassin's Creed route?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it would be Ghost of something, but it would be like some sort of like cultural thing in a different place. I don't know.
Right.
Like I feel like the Ghost quote unquote is very much a Japanese type of deal, at least with what they're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good question though. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll put a pin in that.
I want a game like RRR where I'm in the Indian jungle and I'm just a madman, just like fighting tigers and just but like kind of like Ghost of Yotei style. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to talk about Cocoon?
Yeah, sure. This one will be a lot shorter. So, per Nick's recommendation, his glowing review of Cocoon, I saw that this was half off, and so thought that that's the perfect time to do it. Over the past week or so, I've just been kind of mainlining Cocoon, and it's also a very good game. I've learned that I am not nearly as smart as Nick. I think I already knew that, but this was proof of that because, I appreciate how this game isn't long because like the first couple hours, 2-3 hours, I'm like, this is great. Like I'm moving forward.
Right.
I'm finding the solutions. I feel smart. I feel rewarded, but probably around the 60 to 70% mark, it was just like, okay, this is going over my head where I'm having a tough time. Like, I feel like the mechanic of this game, right, the whole putting worlds inside of other worlds thing, it's one of those things that like your brain can wrap its head around very easily depending on the type of person you are, or it's something that like you just have to think about every single time. And I was one of those people where I'm just like, I don't know where I need to be. where it's like if I played through this again, I think now I know it's like you're not going to spend a lot of time in the orange world after you've kind of done the orange world stuff.
Right,
you're not really
yes.
meant like if you see every sphere has kind of like a specific power ability that can do. Like if you see the thing where it's like, oh, obviously I need the orange sphere to walk across this thing, I can grab it. But other than that, I don't really need it. And I just never really wrapped my head around that because I'm a FOMO guy where I'm always like, oh, should I be somewhere? I don't want to miss a collectible, even though those are great in this game.
Yeah, and I think that's what threw me initially, like put me on the right mind track, was when I think I missed one of the most earliest collectibles. So I actually had to reload back, and then I realized that the entire game is like a percentage. Like when you go to the load screen, you're loading at a certain percentage of the game completion.
Yeah, the previous part of that game is locked off to you.
Right. And so it's like I think like that was enough of a signal to tell me that it's always breadcrumbing me to move forward. Mm-hmm. And when I do have to go back, it's not very far.
Right.
Like,
if you find a new path, like, that's where you're going. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think very early on, I was just like in that mental state of looking for all these the collectibles in the game, but also being very cognizant that this percentage is always going up. I walk like 5 feet and it goes like 70 to 71%. You know.
Yeah. It's yeah. But like I thought that the puzzles, like while I might be too stupid for some of them, were some of the more inventive and cool puzzles I've seen in a primary puzzle game, right? Like again, you have these orbs, you can go into them. There's only four different orbs, and each orb has a special ability it can kind of do. And then when I like started to get to the puzzles, where like you're shooting things into other orbs, and you know like those are and like then you got to go out of that world, but like the things are still happening, and so they're like messing with your pillar. I was like, this is really fucking cool, and I could never make a game like this. This is made by a very smart person.
I don't know how they do that.
But it was satisfying for sure when you got those solutions. Dug the art style, very kind of matte and simplistic, but like you know had a good look to it. The music was good. I just it's just one of those games that. It's a little too puzzly for me. Like I like, a little bit of combat and stuff like that. So like it's more in the 8 to 9 sphere for me, not like a full 10. They accomplished their mission very well, what they were trying to do. It's just like, again, by the end of it, I was just literally following a video because I was like, I don't know how to do this, and I don't want to. I just want to, kind of.
It's fine.
Yeah, but it was really cool. It's like 5 hours. Got the platinum number 59. So creeping up,
what an asshole,
getting close to 60. I know I can't let Nick
steal. I'm just gonna platinum all the games you platinum.
I can't let Nick pass me. So got to do a little 1-for-1 here. But yeah, Cocoon for $12.50. I mean, these are the games, man. These are the games that keep me coming back to this hobby. It's like something new, something different. You know, $12. It's the cost of a Big Mac meal, and got some entertainment out of it instead.
All right. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What score are you giving it?
For me, it's an 8. I think it's more of a 9 game, but for me, it's an 8.
Fucking piece of shit. Jesus Christ. Can't believe this guy right now.
Just puzzles, puzzles. I'm just too stupid, right? When I look for challenge in games, my challenge is from my fingers, my fingertips.
Yes, I know.
I want my fingertips to be
Neon
challenged,
White,
not my brain.
Your Cupheads, your Hollow Knights.
Yep.
Yes. What is the term? Ambidextrous?
Ambidextrous?
Ambidextrous.
Well, that's when you can do both. You can jerk off with both hands.
Oh, okay. But gameplay first guy over here.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently can jerk his wiener with 2 hands, I guess. I don't know.
Practice makes perfect.
All right. Cool.
What about you, buddy?
Yeah, we can talk about Dispatch. Where we left things off, 4 episodes were out? No. 6 episodes were out. I was waiting on the last 2. But I did want to ask you, John, before I get into it, is like, what makes a great television show?
Great characters.
Mm-hmm.
Payoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Breadcrumbs that you kind of keep calling back to, right? That you can kind of like... make you go, oh, I remember that happened. What's the word I'm looking for? Just conflict. Good conflict, friction, where you get those characters kind of going at each other, yeah.
Yeah, and Dispatch has all that. So that's what makes it a great game as well.
Yeah.
And a great story. So I have completed Dispatch. I have completed the story twice. In just under 20 hours. I also platinumed it. So suck it, John. I'm still gaining on you.
Don't worry, I'm going to play this one in a month. Get this one behind you.
This will be a harder platinum for you. I don't know if the 2 playthroughs could be enough of a hurdle for you.
That's actually you're right. That's enough. Yeah. Okay, maybe I won't get this one.
But
unless if it's something that I get in like the future when Levi's ready for it.
Sure. Yeah, it is definitely these type of games, these narrative games are definitely are probably better co-op with someone, just not necessarily using the controller, but playing through the decisions and having fun that way. There's definitely value in that here. But yeah, the game continues to be incredible and get left on a satisfying ending. I think all the character arcs were really good. There's really good humor in here. The performances are there. As I mentioned, one of them should have been nominated at the Game Awards. But yeah, just all around package. And if you've read Schreier's article, like this game almost didn't come out. It was in that dire of straits financially, and for it to come out and kind of make this impact, be at an 87 on OpenCritic, be kind of like the talk of the town now that it's out, and it sounds like more people are getting around to it. That Ad Hoc studio made a incredible game, and one worthy of this finally worthy of this succession of story-based narrative games that it feels like Don't Nod and Deck 9 have been the only ones really attempting at. The dispatch mechanic, a little undercooked. I would love to see that explored more in a sequel, but again, for a side mode that I don't think you can fail out of at all at any point, the story will continue on regardless. It's serviceable enough for it to keep you going and interesting enough to keep you engaged and kind of mix it up a little bit between the when you're making those hard story decisions or just basically watching a movie at that point. But I loved it. It's incredible. It is a 9 from me.
Nice.
Highly recommended. One of my favorite games of the year. And again, as I always say on this show, being surprised is great. Being disappointed by Ghost of Yotei, but I got this game here to go. Yeah, this wasn't on your radar, a year ago. No.
Yeah, I mean, this game's been received so well that, like, as a non-superhero dude, like, I'm probably buying this one very shortly. I might even use some future funds that are coming my way. We can talk about in a little bit if you want, towards purchasing this one. But yeah, I'm glad you like it, man. I mean, I just bought another game I'll talk about here in a second that I'm just starting. It was either going to be Dispatch or the one I bought, but I think Dispatch I'll probably just get after it and see what it's about, because I think I'm ready for a superhero story, and if it's not done by Marvel, I think I'll probably really like it. So
yeah, and I mean again, I did 2 playthroughs in just under 20. I think my first playthrough was like 8.5, which is pretty good. It's about an hour an episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very digestible in that way, and yeah, they did a great job with like even all the small characters. Your little roster of, you're basically a Suicide Squad of, they're never gonna work together.
Right.
They're all bad guys and evil and all that, and you actually like all of them. All the small players in that, and.
So do you, hopefully, I mean, have you seen any stories about, like, obviously you said Ad Hoc was in some financial straits before this, but this game's selling well, so they should be okay.
It sounds like Critical Role swooped in.
Yeah.
Critical Role, which is this talented group of people, voice actors who started recording their D&D games, and obviously very big. If you watch the Netflix or Amazon Prime show like Legend of Vox Machina or The Mighty Nine, that's all in this wheelhouse. And again, these are voice actors you're familiar with, Ashley Johnson, Laura Bailey, Matt Mercer, the big names, and that you've seen them across the your credit screen at some point here, just as prolific as Troy Baker. But it sounds like as part of them swooping in to get this project to the finish line is that the next game will be Critical Role related. So If there is indeed a sequel to Dispatch, we're gonna have to, I think, wait at least one game, which is fine. Good. I'm assuming whatever thing they're doing for Critical Role will be another story game, which is just fine.
Yeah. Would you rather see them do Dispatch 2 or do something else?
I
guess depending.
Something else can be anything.
I don't know. It's going to depend. Like, yeah, if it's a Batman animated game or something like. I guess here's a better question: do you want to see them go down an entirely original IP path, or like, do you want to eventually maybe see these guys adopt things?
Boy, if the choice is between like Dungeons and Dragons, which is what Critical Role mainly does, and Dispatch, I'd probably go Dispatch.
Yeah.
But if it's something else.
But Dungeons and Dragons can be anything.
That's true. But it would have the same trappings of high fantasy. Maybe that's what's coming out of that gate in the desert is whatever ad hoc game's next game is.
Quickest turnaround time of all time.
They made so much money on Dispatch, they bought a statue and put it in the desert.
It's not actually any game. We just want to buy a statue.
Yeah. Anything they do, I'd be fine with. I think. My assumption it being in the same vein as this is a narrative-based adventure game.
Yeah.
I will say it is funny that if you remember all those old Telltale games, there were moments where you physically controlled the character around a space and walked around. I like how they get rid of that entirely.
You don't do that at all in this
You don't do that at all here. They have it in, even in Life is Strange and Lost Records. They have all these third person, and this game just gets rid of them entirely. This whole probably pain in the ass thing that these other developers have to deal with, they get rid of entirely, and everyone's just like, "Yep, this is the better game."
Yeah, that's enticing. Yeah, because like those are the worst parts of Life is Strange. Like, I don't know where you want me to be, and then you're walking back and forth 4 times. Yeah, that's good news.
Yeah, it's crazy that they kind of.
I want less video games in my video games.
Yeah, they removed a feature and just went with it. So
okay. So besides the Dispatch minigame, you're just doing menu buttons? Like you're just picking
you're just watching cutscenes and picking dialogue.
I don't hate that.
And there's a hacking minigame, but it is very similar in the same vein.
Okay. I don't hate that.
Yeah. No, it's just an interesting anecdote that they I don't want to say they got away with it, but they released an adventure game removing an entire part of that genre, and everyone's
like, this is better.
Right.
Yeah.
So just food for thought. I wonder if the next Life is Strange will maybe see a little influence here.
Yeah, the next Life is Strange is going to have to figure some stuff out. I feel like the Deck 9. What was the other team that does Donod? Like they've been on just a slight downward trajectory for a minute, so they gotta mix something up.
Yeah, they got to get away from Life is Strange.
Yeah. or
and very similar games like Lost Records.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah, no, I'm so glad I was actually kind of a little bummed when I deleted it off my PlayStation.
Bye. Saying bye to a friend.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're fun, but yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Very, very good. All right, we got some emails to hammer out here.
You want me to do them? I got them.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Or
John's gonna read.
Maybe not. I got Jesse's because I got that one pulled up. Oh no, I got both of them pulled up.
Well, we have 3 emails.
Well, I've only seen 2 of them.
All right.
So you can go to the third one.
All right. You just pick one and we can go.
Okay. Email from.
What's our email address?
I don't know. BetweenTheJoysticks@gmail.com from longtime listener Jesse, our New Zealand friend. Hey guys. Apologize for not writing in sooner. No apology necessary, Jesse. That's okay. Life has been very busy lately. Prepare for a long-ass email. I thought I'd give a quick life update and list off some games I've played and finished. Let me know if you want me to go further into detail on anything. I went on holiday to Australia for a week, the Gold Coast to be specific. I looked up some pictures. It looks wonderful. My wife and I were child-free and had an awesome time. We went to theme parks, did lots of shopping, Australia Zoo, ate lots of amazing food, and lots of relaxing by the pool. I highly recommend it. I bought a PS Portal. I got it for really cheap, $73, which is really cheap. And I've loved playing Ball Pit and Cyberpunk in bed. It has no lag, and it's easy to use when my wife wants to watch TV. I bought it because I saw that they added streaming to it, but I didn't realize until after I got it that it's not available in New Zealand. Womp womp. Hopefully, it gets added eventually. I'm sure it will.
It's crazy how well that Portal's doing, man.
Yeah,
Everyone loves it.
Mm-hmm. It's a.
Do you use yours?
Yeah. I played a lot of ball pit on it, and I'm playing a narrative only game that works really well on it. I mean, I'm not
okay. Well, okay. You before we got in this email, you said you bought a game.
Oh yeah, I bought a.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I figured we'd save that for teases, but I bought 1,000 X resist.
Oh, that's right.
I
thought you didn't tell me, but you did tell me.
Okay, I don't know how to say that game, if it's just 1,000 resist or I don't know 1,000 X
cross resist.
Yeah, it's a narrative game that had an 89 on OpenCritic that was just recently came to PlayStation.
Sorry.
You're
told me.
No, you're good. Yeah, but now we're in it, so we're doing it, and yeah, it's been described as kind of like Nier Automata-esque when it comes to its story. It's very heady, and I'm only about an hour or two in it, so I don't have a ton of thoughts on it yet. But yeah, just playing that on the Portal, so it's pretty perfect. Okay, so hopefully it gets added to New Zealand eventually. I played and finished Hollow Knight. Excellent 10 out of 10 game. The mechanics are top tier, and boss fights are so satisfying. I'll definitely get the platinum one day, but for now I've shelved it to play Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong. How do you make a 10 out of 10 game even better in the sequel? I'm not sure, but this is exactly it. I'm only in Act 2, currently have 2 out of 3 melodies, but this is easily a GOTY contender for me. Hornet is so cute, and she's one of my favorite protagonists of the year. Jesse, you have my heart. Finished in Platinum's Tunic. You guys mentioned it a couple weeks ago, and I finished it earlier in the year. Super satisfying puzzles, and it's all I could think about for days. I bought a notebook specifically for this game, and it was an awesome and unique experience. Once you find and complete the manual, there's a final puzzle, which I had so much fun completing. The combat wasn't the best, but there's accessibility options to make it super simple, so I turned that on when I got bored of the combat. 10 out of 10 puzzle game, but overall, 9 out of 10 for the combat. I platinum, thank goodness you're here. Pick this up on the PS Plus games thanks to your recommendation. It was such a perfect little game, and I agree with everything you guys said about it. I loved it. 9 out of 10 only because I had to replay the whole game to the platinum. One more game to get through, guys. Played Silent Hill F. I've only played about an hour or so far, but the Japanese setting, the creatures, and the story hooked me immediately. Unfortunately, I played it just before going on holiday, so I haven't had a vacation to get back to it, but it's on the list. The combat is different from Silent Hill 2, but I like the change. Highly recommend it if you liked Silent Hill 2 Remake. Sorry for the long email, but that's what happens when I don't write in for months. As always, looking forward to the next episode. What do you want to pull out from that, Nick? Anything?
I'm curious as to how Silent Hill is different in the combat.
I've heard it's a lot more... Silent Hill 2 is melee focused, but I've heard this one is almost exclusively melee.
Right. And I know you tried Tunic.
Yeah.
The rest is of course. Thank goodness you're here is a great time.
Tunic is one I do. I haven't been able to fully eliminate it off my backlog list because there's a lot about it I think I'd like. The combat is what it is. It's weirdly hard.
Do you keep it installed on your PlayStation?
No, it's like 4 megabytes. I don't know. It's 4 gig. It probably.
That's what I'm saying. Do you keep it installed even though?
No, I used to be the guy that's if it's not over 5 gigs, I just leave it there. But I've started to be just go away. I'll download you quickly if I need to.
You're pressuring me.
Exactly.
Stop looking at me.
Exactly. That's why I've been so focused on getting games done lately. Maybe that's part of it. But I just want to say first, Jesse, what a wonderful Hollow Knight take that you have. You are absolutely right in both ways. But I do definitely want to hear back from you if you start your platinum journey with that one, because I will say that is the most memorable platinum I've gotten by far. It exceeds my Cuphead platinum or anything else like that. Doing those bosses in order and learning them like the back of my hand was the most satisfying thing ever and the hardest thing I've ever done in games. So I do want to know if you do that, because it's intense.
Especially after playing the game, going to the sequel, and then going back to the older mechanics.
Well, I'll be interested how he does it, because what I did, right? I beat Hollow Knight and then set it down for 5 years, came back to it, beat it again, and then did the thing, right? I'd be shocked if he just goes straight for the Pantheon run. He'd probably maybe want to do it again, get reacquainted, but also Silksong is just a much more quick, fast, smooth game that I think it's going to be easier to go from back to Hollow Knight. The biggest adjustment is going to be the speed. You're a lot slower moving back and forth, but he's absolutely right. Those 2 games are great. And you got some great taste, Jesse. Those are five awesome games, man.
Yeah, and again, I haven't checked his platinum list in a while, but he was so far ahead it wasn't even close. So.
Yeah, you win. Yeah, and I would love to go to the Gold Coast, Jesse. I know that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Not with that attitude.
Not in this economy. Maybe once my kids grow up.
You've been putting in the work, Jesse. That's you're very much an amalgamation of me and John.
Well, and I'm excited too. Yeah, we just got our Spotify wrap ups today, which means like the PlayStation ones are probably coming here so shortly, so we can compare all that and
probably by next episode.
Yeah. So a lot to discuss. But thanks for writing in, Jesse. We always love to hear from everybody, even if it's just a life update, as you said.
Yeah, no, we always want to hear what you guys are playing, what our listeners are playing, and yeah,
cool.
Good to know you're still out there.
You want me to do Mark's as well? And you can do the third
speaking
one?
of Australia, let's go to
Right, yeah, we're really big in Oceania, I guess. That's
fine.
Those are our people. Hi again, Nick and John. Hello from Down Under is the title of this email. Thanks for reading my previous email. It was fun hearing you guys discuss the things I'd raised. In reply to your comments about Australia, snakes are rare in suburban areas, but unfortunately, very big spiders are extremely common. However, if you just copy what most Aussies do and stay near our beautiful beaches, slight plug there, then you probably won't see any of either. Having said that, I live in the suburbs and am only a 5-minute drive from the coast, but I did see a spider nearly as big as my hand on our back fence last night when I took the dog outside before bed. If you don't like spiders, then maybe aim to get even closer to the coastline. When I wrote last time I was playing Borderlands 2, I've now finished the game and thought it was great. I took my time making sure I was well leveled for all story missions and ended up playing for 40 hours. I'll stick with the series and plan to eventually get around to the pre-sequel. Thanks also for the discussion and recommendations about Shinobi Art of Vengeance versus The Messenger. I ended up siding with John and played The Messenger, although my main reason was that the game was on sale for half the price of a Big Mac. Hell yeah, Mark. It was a great game. I really enjoyed it.
Measure all prices in Big Macs.
Dude,
how many Big Macs is that?
I legitimately do that. Like when you guys all here at work are like spending $14-15 on lunches, I'm like, that's fucking tunic. That's The Messenger. I'll eat some Cheez-Its for the day and be fine. Let's see. Half the price of a Big Mac. It was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I played for 23 hours and got 100% completion. However, I do have some mixed feelings because there are 3 missable trophies and I missed all of them. They are the only trophies I didn't get.
No.
On the one hand, I feel like a player deserves the platinum if they 100% the game. But on the other hand, I've now got an incentive for a second playthrough if I ever decide to go back to it. What a silver lining kind of guy, you know? I wouldn't have been that cool about it.
Missable trophies are the worst.
They are stupid. That's why I'm sure you might do this, Mark, but always check a little guide before you start.
Yeah, so and then going back to Kingdom Come I'm glad I did, because if I do decide to platinum, there is a trophy for not eating meat or killing any animals in the game.
Okay.
Something very easily that you can do and have to play through a 80-hour RPG again.
Yeah. But you're gonna be like needing some health, and there's gonna be a nice little juicy cow right there that you're not gonna be able to touch. All right. I'll get around to playing Shinobi at some point, but I was recently browsing OpenCritic and just discovered the game Tales of Iron. I'm hooked by the art style and the words of one reviewer describing it as a Souls-like crossed with a Metroidvania. This appeals to me to no end. Nick, our listeners have such better taste than you. It's crazy. And I'll be giving it a go in a couple of weeks. As always, keep up the great work, Mark.
Yeah. Tales of Iron hasn't gotten you.
No, I've also never heard it described as a Souls-like cross with a Metroidvania. So, like, hearing that is definitely going to be something where I'm going to definitely do a little bit of Tales of Iron looking around. And I think there's a sequel that just came out as well, like last year or so. Mm-hmm. You can keep your spiders and your snakes. That's cool. I don't have a fear of spiders, but I can promise you, I do not want to see one as big as my hand.
I think that's our exposure to spiders that big is non-existent outside of zoos. So I think, you would.
I don't know if you're familiar with like the quarter, the American quarter, our little 25 cents. I imagine Australia has coins as well, but if we see a spider as big as a quarter, which like if you just do kind of an OK symbol with your fingers, it's about that big. That is a massive spider to us. That is something where we go, hey, everybody, come over here. Look at this fucking thing. Right? So if I see a hand-sized spider, I'm good, man. But
you'd win the Spider League, though.
I would. Yeah, the winner of the Spider League. Australia's got the greatest spider leagues in the world for sure. But no, that's awesome, Mark. I mean, happy you played The Messenger. I do really love that game. It's just it's funny in a weird way that you wouldn't expect from a 2D game. It's got a great twist in the middle, and for the half the price of a Big Mac, I mean, I'm loving it. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Yeah. What do you got to say to Mark, Nick? Anything?
No, I know you're fine. I think we recommended The Messenger for that very reason, is that you would probably be able to find that game pretty cheap now. You know, that studio's already released another game a year ago.
Yeah, if you like RPGs, definitely check out Sea of Stars.
Yeah,
definitely.
No, I'm glad he followed up. I'm glad we know a little bit more about our listener here. And
do you think he should go Borderlands 2 to pre-sequel to 3 to 4, or do you think if he likes Borderlands 2,
I'm the last person you'd ask.
You're an open world guy.
But I played Borderlands 1, 2, and then 4.
Yeah.
So
it's just interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I don't know. There's part of me that's like, no, that's a great way to do it, but I think the pre-sequel and 3 are on the lower, like the lull end of the series, where it's almost like, unless if you really like Borderlands and you're cool with like 200 hours of total Borderlands,
right,
it almost makes more like you might want to just jump into 4 because the stories don't line up at all, really. Like, you're just
this one does cover
some callbacks?
3 a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Well, to each their own. So
if you
food
are,
for thought.
Well, if you are concerned with the story. Are you?
No, I think everybody just wants a bajillion guns.
You're right, exactly. If you're in it for the loot grind and stuff like that, you can do it. But
yeah,
oh, cool.
Well, yeah, and I'm at the same boat with you with Shinobi. Like, I'm just kind of waiting for it to find the right price point, and then I'll be in there too.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Mark is a platinum guy too. So
I noticed that as well. It's like we have
year-end wrap-ups are going to be more interesting because of that.
We have a type. I appreciate it. They are truly our people.
We'll just go back to PlayStation Pals. We'll just revert the podcast back.
No, we've never been. No.
All right, that leads to us to our third and final email. That's from pal of the show, Freddie B. Hey guys, just sending a quick follow-up to Nick in regards to the indie question and what episode GameScoop talked about it. GameScoop talked about the indie stuff on episode 830, around the 55 to 60 minute mark. I believe it was 57, so you were right on target there. Give or take a little bit. Like I said, they made the comment in a joking manner, but they previously brought the topic up in a similar manner, which is why I was kind of annoyed with it. So, John and I have listened to this. There's more to this email, but I didn't want to stop there. John and I both did listen to the conversation, so we have the full context. The full context does not help.
No.
It was a really bad, stupid comment. And if you're forgetting, because we haven't recorded in a while, this is, remember, the people on GameScoop were saying successful indie games like Concerned Ape, and any successful indie developer, Team Cherry, should be using their wealth and power to either hire more people so they can churn out sequels faster, or spend money on other indie games and help get them to the same success they are, kind of foster that success to catch things up. So,
yeah, I feel like this is a very equivalent thing to a billionaire trying to tell a person who makes $50,000 a year how to buy groceries more effectively or something. Where it's like, you guys work for IGN, because one of their big things that I had a problem with is like, yeah, well, then we can get more games. We can get more sequels. We don't need more games. We don't need them. Like, I want my developers and the people who are making my games to be passionate about what they're doing, to take the time that they need, and to get it out when it's fucking ready. There's plenty of things to do, even if we're not playing video games. Like, there's other things to do with our time. I don't need this constant churn, this constant just more thing. And then to put the onus just on the people who found success, like, through their passion, you can get fucked. It's just a stupid way to think about it.
And a point I wanted to bring up last week, and forgot, and then, we're bringing it up now, is like, who's saying this? IGN. Who is in the best position to make indie games successful? What is their problem? Exposure. Like, getting found. When you're on a marketplace that releases 20,000 games plus a year, how do people find you? It's like, it's on outlets and coverage, and obviously it's on the developers to try and get their game in front of many eyes as possible, streamers and what, so they're out there championing it. But if anyone's going to champion and make games successful, it's IGN. Yep. Any game, if they put one indie game on their front page for a week, I that would see.
That's
an
how I
impact on
immediately
sales.
found out about Absalom. That's how I immediately like, oh, what's this? Oh, let me look at this. Oh, that looks
Right.
awesome. And like, maybe Absalom finds an audience through its quality anyway. I don't know, but
Right.
yeah, it's a powerful tool.
Yeah,
Very powerful tool.
yeah, to have a big successful website.
Or I don't know. I mean, I don't. Again, if I'm gonna bitch about them telling developers that they got to be the ones to put up money, like I'm in no place to say this either. But like IGN's got some money. Like I don't know. Like if there could be some sort of symbiotic relationship between promoting games that
Oof,
they
that'd be sketchy.
that would be very. You're right. You're probably right in that regard. But like
10 out of 10 game to the game we're publishing.
the review cycles would make it tricky, but like I don't know, you could start a fund, you could do something, you could probably do some way to do it, and these are just talking heads at IGN. These aren't the
Right.
guys that control what's happening, so I get that. But
and IGN does promote a lot of games, so I mean they do. Is there the reason altruistic, or is it because it gets clicks? I don't know.
is capitalism involved? It's not altruistic.
Yeah, but we did hear it, and it doesn't help. All right, continuing on. Also, if there isn't a ton of news this week, I got a quick question you can answer. Oh, and this is a good question.
If you're lucky.
My wife and I went to Disneyland this past Saturday, which even despite being rained on the
remember this.
entire day, seeing Disneyland decorated for Christmas and eating churros all day is pretty awesome. What's your favorite theme park and favorite theme park ride? Mine's Disneyland and Rise of the Resistance. The movie isn't good, but that ride is absolutely phenomenal. Thanks again for the awesome show, and glad you guys liked the Ghost of Yotei photos. Freddie B.
Sick.
All right. You touched on something that is near and dear to our heart, and that is roller coaster rides. So answer his question.
Well, so I do want to make sure off the bat that we work with a guy who is like the biggest Disney guy I've ever known in my life. He loves them, and I remember having a conversation with him a while ago about like, is Cedar Point a theme park? And he was like, no, it's not a theme park. It's a ride park or something. So I want to make that semantical.
How dare he?
I know, I agree, but I want to just that semantical argument. Please understand, we're Midwest boys. We're not near the Disney parks. But we are 2 hours away from Cedar Point, in my opinion, the greatest roller coaster park in the world. It's really the only one I've been to, so that's very biased.
I do think that the thing with theme parks is they're. I mean, depending where you live, it could be worlds away, countries away, right? Like all the big roller coasters when you get out of like North America. It's very hard to be close to one. And so I can't imagine a lot of people have a lot of opinions on all of them, right. Just the ones that are close to them. But hands down, Cedar Point is the best fucking theme park out there. Come at me.
Yeah.
Come at me.
No,
you cannot argue with their strength of roller coasters.
Yeah.
You cannot argue with that.
I'm a season pass holder at Cedar Point. It's a 2-hour drive for us, so it pays for itself with 2 visits very easily. My son has turned into a roller coaster junkie almost more than me. But every once in a while I'll be there and I'll see the people who are those, like, I'm a roller coaster person. They have the tattoos and they travel every single time. Every single time they're like, no, it's Cedar Point. It's Cedar Point. It's specifically, and this is also objectively true, the Millennium Force is the greatest roller coaster in the world. And yes, I haven't really been to a lot of other ones, but I feel very confident in that state or saying that.
If somebody wants us to pay for us to go to these other parks, if you want me to go to across the world, I will test your ride. If you feel that strongly about your theme park and your theme park ride,
between the joysticks field trip, let's do it.
Yeah, I'll happily do it.
But so in a little more serious point here, Freddie, like I'm
being serious.
I am too, but I have never been to Disney World. I have never been to Disneyland.
Never ever.
Never ever.
That's crazy.
Never ever. My parents didn't love me, so they didn't take me when I was a child.
I mean, it's no secret here. Obviously, we tried to obfuscate where we are, but we're from Michigan.
Yes,
and a Michigan tradition is, winters here. It sucks here hard right now. Is a lot of people go to Florida, where typically around this time of year, it's what's the term for all the transplants?
Snowbirds.
Yeah. So all the old people go down to Florida. They all have their second houses there because they can afford it, and a lot of us as kids would go and visit our grandparents and then see these parks. But apparently not John.
No, my grandparents, they're not snowbirds. They're like, no, I live on a farm in the center of Michigan. And so, that. And then my other family lived in the UP. So, no. Cedar Point's my answer here. The Millennium Force is the absolute answer to it. I even get a little motion sick on rides. It's a curse. But Millennium Force is so good. It's so smooth, and it's the perfect drop, and so good, so fucking good. I love that ride. It's great.
And it's not number one in like a lot of categories, but it is in the top 5 for all categories, which I think means a lot. Like it's one of the longest roller coasters, one of the highest, fastest, you name it.
Well, and when it came out, it was like number one in
right,
everything.
Correct,
it's just like
correct.
that stuff always gets
correct.
Yeah.
And there are rides even at Cedar Point that kind of take those trophies away from it, but it's still up there, and it is an incredible ride. If you haven't been to Cedar Point, it's on a peninsula on Lake Erie, and you see all of that on all these roller coasters. It's pretty gnarly. They're pretty incredible to ride at night. I
hope it's not cold and there's not a breeze, because like on that peninsula it can get chilly.
Yeah,
it can get chilly.
Yeah, I was there in October. It was chilly.
Yeah.
But Freddie, you did touch on a little bit. Like I said, I think Midwesterners, Cedar Point is a big deal.
Cedar Point or Six Flags, and
right. And like I said, not just because of location. I think Cedar Point is something else. And I think if you look at just that park,
it just sucks it's in Ohio, because like there's never a reason to like. Imagine like people from California, right? It's like, I want to go to Cedar Point. I'm not going to take a vacation to Cedar Point though. And what else is by there? It's Ohio. So. It is something I feel like you just kind of, you live within a 4-hour vicinity of it. You're going there at least once every other year or so.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
we did talk to my Disney guy that I mentioned. He has also been on the Rise of the Resistance ride. And so I was getting his little scoop on it. And he did say it was awesome as well. And that like a lot of even the ride itself is kind of in the line waiting and other things like that, which is
right. It's more immersive.
Yeah. It's just that's what Cedar Point doesn't have. Like there is nothing like that. It's like you're in line, get ready to be bored for 2 hours, because it's just it's just a big old corral.
But, we're biased in the ways is like convenience factor, but I do think I just don't think there's a place like Cedar Point that commits to so hard on rides like they do, especially adult rides.
If there's a new type of coaster that gets like figured out in the world, right? Like they're almost always the ones to do it, and if they're not, they're going to have a version of it shortly after that's better than it. That's kind of like what they do, right? Like Top Thrill Dragster, was one of those. Millennium Force was the first one over 300. Magnum was the first one over 200. Did you do the Top Thrill Dragster too when you were there?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a wild ride. It's not my favorite by any means, but it's just like to get shot out 74 miles an hour up a thing, shoot backwards, accelerating up to 100, and then shooting again 120, going like 420 feet in the air. It's some cool stuff. Great. I don't need to. It's not a Cedar Point advertisement, I guess. But
great park, and like I said, I think if you like Millennium Force on its own, there's other better rides, but I think if you just took the whole of all their rides and said, overall park experience for like, are your top 5 roller coasters versus other places? I don't think it's even close. So.
And fun fact is, I was actually a zoology major in college, believe it or not. And my first job was at this little rinky-dink B-tier safari wildlife park about 20 minutes from Cedar Point. And so me and my buddy, who I lived with, was just like, obviously got a season pass. We would just leave work, go ride the Millennium Force, and come home. Like we would just do that all the time because, like, it's free parking. It was right there. What are we gonna do? Go home and watch a movie, or go ride the Millennium Force? Ride the Millennium Force. So it was a great summer.
So, great question, Freddie B. Thanks for writing in. Thanks, everyone, for writing in.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
Makes us feel good.
Yeah, write in. BetweenTheJoysticks@gmail.com. Be heard. Tell us about the games you're playing. Doesn't have to be in our sweet spot. If you got some 4X PC game you want to talk about, we'll hear about it.
We got a PS5 rumor that's popping up on X. I don't know who Caracas is, but he says, big Star Wars game announcement is coming very soon. Not Zero Company or Eclipse. Wah, wah, wah.
The Jedi?
I don't know. And I don't know if this guy is...
I'm asking... Well, I was...
are you asking?
Guess. I mean, who else is working on one? That finally that Mandalorian game's coming out?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's not the Jedi sequel.
There is that the Mandalorian movie next year, but
Yeah, first Grogu. No, not Mandalorian versus Grogu.
yes, finally.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe the revival of the KOTOR remake. I don't know if that counts or what that would be. I don't know, but
I mean, that would be big.
that would be big. But and again, please, if this is not true, don't. You didn't hear from me.
All right.
I don't know who Kurakakis is.
All right. Well, we'll get into predictions next week, so we'll cover all the leaks and teases of the Keeleys, and yeah, I think it's time to revisit some past segments. Top 10 PS5 games. It's time.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
I don't know if anything's going to get in there, but we should at least talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I'm playing Kingdom Come.
I'm playing 1000X Resist, and we got Game Awards and wrap-ups, and also let the holiday season begin. It's always fun.
We're in the thick of it, yeah.
Yep.
And then it'll be next year, 2026.
And then we're talking Resident Evil, then we're talking who knows what, Judas, some other stuff, some Saros.
That's the one nice thing about the Game Awards is they got quite the meaty year to pick from.
Yeah.
For known quantities. It'll be interesting what unknown quantities Keeley can bring, but, a statue in the middle of the desert, that could be something.
Maybe that's the sequel. Maybe we finally get a big gritty 3D Mario game. He goes through the portal and he's got to fight demons.
Sure. Let's do it. I'm up for it. But yeah, we thank you for listening. Great episode of the show. And as always, we'll be back. Hopefully next week.
Stay frosty.
With up to 6 things. We love you. Bye-bye.
Toodles.